Hi, everyone. This is a review of what we covered in our last class about building sentences. When you learn a new language, you start by learning a word or two, and then a few more words. Then you start learning rules of grammar that let you put those words together and make meaningful statements that make sense to other people. We're going to see how you can do this in English. This is how we build a sentence. You start by taking words and making them into phrases, the phrases into sentences, and then sentences into paragraphs. Obviously, this is most important when you're learning how to write in a new language, but you also do some of this when you're just learning how to speak, and also when you learn to understand what you hear, and also when you read. So here are some simple sentences in English. Clara loves scary movies. The cat purrs. My son wants ice cream. We call English an SVO language, meaning that there's subject, verb, and object, usually in that order. So in these sentences, the words that are in red at the beginning are the subjects. Clara, the cat, my son. The words that are in blue are the verbs. Loves, purrs, wants. And the words in green are the objects. Scary movies, ice cream. Notice that the second sentence doesn't have an object. That's okay. Not every English sentence has one. It depends on what kind of verb you're using. But in general, if you think about subject, verb, and object, it will help you when you're making sentences in English. So our subject can be a person, like Clara, my doctor, John. Can be a thing, like my backpack, the yellow camera, my bicycle. Or it can be an idea, truth, beauty, peace, love. All of these things are nouns. So Maria sees Isabella. The subject is Maria. It's a noun. We're talking about a person. My kids want the iPhone 14. My kids, person. And John knows Miguel and Isabella. John is the subject. He's also a person. They're all nouns. But the subject can also be pronouns. Subject pronouns are I, you, he, she, it, we, they. So instead of saying Maria sees Isabella, I can use a pronoun as the subject. Instead of Maria, I say she. She sees Isabella. My kids want the iPhone 14. If I make the subject a pronoun, instead of my kids, I'm going to have they. John knows Miguel and Isabella. John is the subject. That's a noun. If I make it a pronoun, it will be he. He knows Miguel and Isabella. The object in a sentence can also be pronouns, but the object pronouns are mostly different from the subject pronouns. Instead of I, it's me. You is the same, whether it's a subject or an object. He becomes him. She becomes her. It is the same, whether it's an object or a subject. We becomes us, and they becomes them. So going back to she sees Isabella, we can also make the object Isabella a pronoun. It would be her. She sees her. They want the iPhone 14. If we make the iPhone 14 a pronoun, it. They want it. And he knows Miguel and Isabella. Miguel and Isabella, the pronoun, he knows them. So let's look at what we can do to build on subject, verb, and object to make more complicated sentences. Here's a sentence. Luis needs to buy milk. The subject is Luis. What's the verb? Needs to buy. All of that is the verb. And the object is milk. But if we start with this simple sentence, we can add more information to it. When? When does he need to buy milk? Where? Where does he need to buy milk? How? How does he need to do it? And finally, what kind of milk? When? Luis needs to buy milk today. He needs to buy milk now. He needs to buy milk after work. He needs to buy milk this weekend. Where? Luis needs to buy milk at the store. He needs to buy milk on First Avenue. He needs to buy milk at the bodega. He needs to buy milk in Brooklyn if he wants a special kind of milk. How does he need to buy milk? He really needs to buy milk. He definitely needs to buy milk. He probably needs to buy milk. Or if he's going to Brooklyn, he totally needs to buy milk. What kind of milk does he need to buy? He needs to buy low-fat milk. He needs to buy almond milk. Luis needs to buy skim milk. He needs to buy soy milk. So starting with this simple sentence, we can add a lot more information and build more complicated sentences. Instead of just Luis needs to buy milk, we can say, Luis really needs to buy soy milk at the store after work. Luis probably needs to buy low-fat milk at the bodega today. Luis totally needs to buy almond milk in Brooklyn this weekend. We'll talk about this more in our next class and look at more ways that we can build sentences and start turning those sentences into paragraphs.